Hello everyone. So I've been getting a lot of feedback on my previous video about VEO-3 and SeeDance. And honestly, I might have been a bit too harsh on VEO-3. I totally respect your opinions, and VEO-3 definitely has some standout features that can't be ignored. I think I didn't explain my perspective clearly enough in that last video. My main point was really about value and cost effectiveness. When you compare the price points, VEO-3 is significantly more expensive than SeeDance. And for many creators, that budget difference matters a lot. But here's the thing. After diving deeper into both platforms with some seriously challenging prompts, I'm starting to see where VEO-3 actually shines. You guys made a great point about the audio capabilities. That's honestly where VEO-3 does have a real advantage that I probably undersold. So today, I'm putting both models through their paces with 6 Hollywood-level prompts that would make even seasoned directors sweat. We're talking 4K quality, complex camera movements, and effects that push these AI models to their absolute limits. Before we jump into the comparison, let me quickly break down what we're working with here. Google VEO-3 is Google's latest and greatest. It's their premium offering that comes with native sound generation, which is honestly pretty impressive. The audio integration is seamless, and when it works, it really works. But it comes at a premium price point that might make your wallet cry a little. SeeDance, on the other hand, is ByteDance's answer to the video generation game. It's more budget-friendly, incredibly fast. We're talking about 70 seconds to generate a video, and from what I've been testing, it seems to follow prompt instructions more accurately than VEO-3. Now, for pure video quality relative to cost, I still lean toward SeeDance delivering better bang for your buck. But let's see if VEO-3 can prove me wrong with these challenging prompts. All right, let's start with something that should make both models sweat, an epic aerial drone chase sequence. Here's the exact prompt I used. Cinematic aerial drone shot swooping through a neon-lit cyberpunk cityscape at night, following a sleek hovercar racing between towering skyscrapers. Dynamic camera movement with barrel rolls and rapid altitude changes, volumetric fog effects, rain-slicked surfaces reflecting neon signs, dramatic depth of field transitions from wide establishing shots to tight close-ups of the vehicle's glowing engine trails, shot on ARRI Alexa 65 anamorphic lenses 4K resolution. Now, this is where things get interesting. SeeDance made a good cyberpunk aesthetic. You know, the neon reflections, the rain-slicked surfaces, it looked good. The camera movements were smooth. VEO-3, on the other hand, absolutely nailed it better, although not the best with the exact instruction of the prompt, but compensated with some really impressive ambient sound design. You could actually hear the whoosh effects, the hovering of the car, and the atmospheric city sounds. That's where VEO-3's audio advantage really shows. Winner for visual execution, SeeDance. Winner for overall experience, VEO-3, thanks to audio. Moving on to something more intimate. A dramatic close-up that tests both models' ability to handle human emotion and complex lighting. Here's what I threw at them. Extreme close-up of a weathered detective's face, illuminated by flickering streetlight, single tear rolling down cheek, shallow depth of field with bokeh background of blurred city lights. Slow rack focus transition from the detective's eyes to a mysterious figure in the background. Cinematic color grading with teal and orange tones, film grain texture, shot with 85mm lens at f1.4, professional lighting setup with key light and rim lighting. This is where SeeDance really showed its strength in following detailed instructions. The rack focus transition was buttery smooth, the film grain was spot on, and that teal and orange color grading, absolutely perfect. It understood every technical detail I threw at it. VEO-3 created a beautiful, emotional scene with great lighting, but it didn't quite nail the specific technical requirements like the rack focus transition. However, the subtle ambient sounds, the distant city noise, the slight wind added an emotional layer that SeeDance couldn't match. Winner. SeeDance for technical accuracy, VEO-3 for emotional impact. Now we're getting into the really challenging stuff. A Matrix-style bullet time sequence, Matrix-style bullet time effect showing a secret agent dodging gunfire in a marble-floored museum, camera rotating 360 degrees around the protagonist in slow motion, while bullets trace visible paths through the air. Shattered glass and debris frozen mid-air, dramatic lighting with practical explosions, smoke effects and sparks. Hyper-realistic physics simulation shot at 1000 FPS slow motion, professional stunt choreography. This is where both models really showed their limitations, but in different ways. SeeDance managed to create a more convincing bullet time effect with better physics simulation. Those bullet trails and frozen debris looked incredibly realistic. The 360-degree camera rotation was smooth and professional, but not the best. Still more room for improvement. VEO-3 struggled more with the complex physics, and the scene did not really express the instructions, but made up for it with incredible sound design. The slow-motion audio effects, the bullet whizzes, the glass shattering, it was like being in an actual action movie. The audio made the scene feel more immersive, even if the visuals weren't quite as polished. Winner, SeeDance did a better job at following the instructions. VEO-3 had an edge with the sound effect. Let's dive into something completely different, an underwater fantasy scene. Breathtaking underwater sequence featuring a mermaid swimming through an ancient sunken palace. Shafts of sunlight penetrating the water creating God rays, floating particles and bubbles, schools of tropical fish swimming in formation. Fluid camera movement following the mermaid's graceful movements, color temperature shifting from deep blue to warm, golden tones, realistic water caustics and refraction effects. SeeDance absolutely crushed this one. The water caustics were incredibly realistic. The color temperature shifts were smooth and natural, and the mermaid's movements were fluid and graceful. It understood the underwater physics perfectly. VEO-3 created a beautiful, dreamy sequence with good underwater ambience. You could hear the muffled underwater sounds, the gentle flow of water. The audio created an immersive underwater experience that SeeDance couldn't match without sound. Winner, SeeDance for visuals, VEO-3 for sound effects. Time to test how well these models handle large-scale destruction. Massive alien mothership emerging from storm clouds above a metropolitan city, buildings crumbling and debris flying through the air, realistic destruction physics with concrete and steel twisted by alien energy beams. Ground-level camera perspective showing panicked crowds fleeing, dramatic lighting with supernatural green energy emanating from the craft, smoke, fire, and atmospheric effects, shot with multiple cameras including handheld and Steadicam work. Both models showed their strengths, but not the best based on the prompt instructions. SeeDance delivered more realistic destruction physics. The way buildings crumbled, the debris patterns, the energy beam effects were convincing. The crowd simulation was also more believable. VEO-3, while not quite as visually precise, created an absolutely good soundscape. The rumbling of the mothership, the cracking of concrete, the screams of the crowd, the energy beam sounds, it was genuinely unsettling in the best possible way. Winner, SeeDance for visual spectacle, VEO-3 for sound effect and emotional impact. In this prompt, I did some extra by running the prompt on two other platforms, Halo 2 and Kling AI V2.1. Both were far below VEO-3 and SeeDance in their video quality. Anyway, I plan to test both more with other prompts for more detailed results. But with this prompt, both Halo 2 and Kling AI V2.1 are no match for VEO-3 or SeeDance. Finally, let's test something that requires subtlety, an intimate dialogue scene. Two characters having an intense conversation in a dimly lit jazz club, one seated at the bar with whiskey glass, the other standing behind casting a shadow. Cinematic three-point lighting setup with warm amber key light, cool blue fill light, and dramatic rim lighting. Slow push-in on a two-shot transitioning to alternating close-ups, film noir aesthetic with Venetian blind shadows, cigarette smoke creating atmosphere. SeeDance did a decent job with the technical aspects. The lighting was good, the Venetian blind shadows were atmospheric, and the camera movements were smooth and professional. It understood the film noir aesthetic completely, but although there is a room for improvement, VEO-3 created a moodier, more atmospheric scene with incredible ambient jazz club sounds.
It's not what you think.
Oh, really? Tell me what I think then.
The distant music, the clinking of glasses, the subtle conversation murmur. While it didn't execute the technical lighting as precisely, the overall mood was more immersive. Winner, I'll give this to VEO-3 with this result breakdown. SeeDance for technical execution, VEO-3 for sound effect and atmosphere. So here's my honest takeaway after this intensive testing. I might have been somehow wrong in my previous video about VEO-3 and SeeDance. Both platforms have their distinct strengths. SeeDance consistently follows prompt instructions more accurately, delivers better technical execution, and offers incredible value for money. If you're looking for precise visual results on a budget, SeeDance is your friend. VEO-3, while more expensive and extremely slow, brings something to the table that SeeDance simply can't match. Integrated high-quality audio that transforms good visuals into truly immersive experiences. That audio advantage is real and significant. I'm planning to do more intensive testing with the 4 top video generation platforms over the next few weeks, so I'll have more concrete comparisons soon. Would love to hear your thoughts once I share those results. What do you think? Are you Team SeeDance for the value or Team VEO-3 for the complete audio-visual experience? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more AI video generation content.